Hey, what's going on? How's everyone doing? Welcome to Comic Talk. I'm your host, Eric Sheffield, and I have a couple of guests with me. First of all, Willie Roberts, directly to my right. Hey, wait, say it right. How you doing, Willie?
Hey man, how are you? How are you guys? Great.
Doing
Great to
good,
be
man.
here.
Good to be here. Yes, exactly, man. First live stream. Down below, we got Mean Dean. How you doing, man?
Doing fantastic.
Yeah.
No
Okay. How you
fort.
feel about the show, man, so far?
Pretty excited.
All
Ready to
right.
get into this.
Me too, man. Me too, man. So quick introduction. Again, I'm Eric Sheffield. I'm the host of this Comic Talk podcast, as you can see. And basically, what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be talking about. Well, this channel is basically going to give an avenue to indie creators like myself, like Willie Roberts, and fans of comics, comic books, movies, shows. So we all have a safe space to kind of come to talk about the things that we love. I feel like right now there's been a shift for the past few years with the comic culture, and I think you have a lot of people that claim to be fans that aren't really fans. People are just you know posting things now just to make just to get likes and people subscribe to their channels, but they don't really like the material. They don't really really are fans like I think we are. So one thing we won't talk about on this channel is we're not going to get into the whole I feel like this is woke, blah blah blah, that type of thing. Because I think when you say, first of all, that's not really what woke means. Secondly, it's taking I guess the attention away from like some of the bad writing that we might see in some of these shows. So I know we're not going to have a whole lot of woke talk here, but what we're going to talk about today is we've all seen James Gunn's new DC universe with the Superman. I'm sorry, let me get this right. With Creature Commandos first, then Superman, right? And Peacemaker's already been out, and season 2 of Peacemaker I think started a few weeks ago. So we're just going to talk about what we see with the new DC universe, what we thought about the new Superman movie, and any other DC characters that we haven't seen on the big screen yet that we would like to see in movies or TV shows coming up. So that's basically what we're going to talk about. But again, my background is I'm a content creator myself. As you say, I've worked with Willie Roberts. Willie is the head artist on Edge Comics. He's done a lot of great work, and I'm pretty sure once you guys get to know him, you're gonna love talking to him and get involved with some of the work that he's done. He's actually done quite a few covers that I'm pretty sure we're gonna get into. We're gonna talk a little bit about that later. So again, I like working with the guy. He's a very good artist, very talented. So again, we're going to be doing this show after this with bringing on more indie creators and indie comic artists to kind of talk about the upcoming projects that they have and what they have going on with their day to day. So right now we're going to get into it. So first, let's get it out the way. I'll start with Willie. How'd you feel about the new Superman movie?
Well, I really like it. Like I told you before, it's something new, something kind of fresh in the DC universe because we came from the Snyder version and it's pretty dark. Even it happened to me that I saw the other like 2 3 weeks ago the final cut from Snyder, and it changed. I gotta say, I don't know if you guys watched the two versions, the first one and the last one. And the last one, it was so much better than the original. The one that I see on the when they came up is like really horrible, and this is like another movie. And that, I think that is what represent the situation on the sea and movies about that time. Like everything is messed up, and there was not a clear idea. And now it seems like James Gunn is taking the theme with a strong point of view, and it is going to somewhere. We don't know yet because we just saw this Superman movie, and I think it's probably the most closer version of the comic books, and more connected with the original fans from Superman and comic books than probably the rest of movies, right? It's like
Yeah.
a comic adaptation. It's not just my version of Superman. It's like it seems like they take the time to study the comics and study this new, because I think that if you watch the movies, like sometimes it's like watching a comic book live, right? The colors, everything is like pretty cool. I think it's not maybe my approach to character or superheroes, but I love to see something new, man. It's sometimes it's like everyone is copying the Marvel style,
Yeah.
and that shit have sailed, man. It's already Marvel is going down,
Yeah.
so there's no point to keep trying to emulate that, man. It's already gone, so it's time to bring something new, and I really like it. I like the performance. I like this new Superman actor, and the casting was really cool. I like Lex Luthor. I like that actor, and well, I think the special effects was really good, and it's like open the DC universe with this movie, because there's some this Green Lantern is in the movie. That there's some other character that we don't see for many years. Even there was no movie adaptation for that character, so it's pretty cool. I think they're doing a good job so far.
Yeah. Yeah. What about you, Dean?
I really enjoyed it. I really liked the new take that they did instead of doing like a whole origin story, because I mean most people know the origin story of Superman. Grew up like, came from Krypton, came to Earth, was raised on a farm, everything. So it was really it was kind of refreshing to get that, just like we're right in the action. We have this established universe. There's little hints and pieces there, little Easter eggs, like after after Lex Luthor went to the Fortress of Solitude, got the rest of the message and released it to the public. The building that Superman went into, I like the fact that they even showed it to you on the camera when he's like just on the little podium stand there. You see right there with the camera angle, Stag Industries.
Yeah.
And then you got like little like world building, like even when at the beginning when the Hammer Baravia like uses lasers for the what was it, that conference building.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The if you noticed, it was the Oreos in there, so that might be a hint of Martian Manhunter at some point. I'd
Yeah.
really enjoy to see that.
Yeah.
But overall, I'd give it probably like a 8.5 out of 10. It was a
Okay.
really great start to the new DC universe, I think.
So we kind of talk about this off camera, but we're gonna bring it up now. And I know like we talked about people really before this movie came out, we had the Snyderverse, right? And before that, people were like, hey, Superman's a really hard person to make a movie for because he doesn't have that many weaknesses. He's super strong. Like, people can't relate to him. Remember, that was a big argument for so many years. And so, you get the Snyder version of Superman, and he's more like this like iconic god. I think even in like the Man of Steel movie, they kind of like make a lot of references to him being almost like this Christ-like figure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And right, so for that, what he was doing, it worked. Excuse me, it worked for what he was doing there. But I think moving forward with what James Gunn is trying to do is he's kind of trying to make a Superman that's more, I guess that's more human, despite having all these powers and everything like that. And I think that's one thing, and you guys can comment on it as well. I think that's one thing I do like about it, because we have a fledgling Superman, and he's like 3 years into actually being Superman. So what I didn't understand about what I was talking about before is that people say that they can't relate to Superman because he can't be beat, and then you see the first image of the new trailer when it came out, and Superman's laying in the snow, Dragon Ball Z Yamcha style, and he's bloody and everything like that. So, and then people didn't like it. People were like, "Why is Superman bleeding? He's not supposed to be beat up." Blah blah blah.
I think that's the best part of the movie. Starting with that image is there's a message there, right, from the director. Like say, I'm gonna make things different. That's why I think I assume they start with that powerful image with Superman, like totally broke
Yeah.
down. I think it's pretty smart.
Yeah. I liked it,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, go ahead, Dean. Go ahead.
It kind of reminded me of what you were talking about with the seeing like the Superman in like a fragile state and everything. I will calling back to the one, I think it was the earliest trailer of Superman when they had the what was it, where it was right after the message was revealed to everybody, and there's like
Mhm.
the slow-mo of the bystander throwing the like cup at back of Superman's head, and like he flinches, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, why is he flinching? Oh my God!" Then when another trailer came out and they corrected that and he didn't flinch, everybody was like, "Oh, well, what the hell? Like, what's wrong with this?" And it's like, okay, you can't please everybody. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
I think at the beginning, I think I liked the flinch because it kind of showed like an emotional like weakness, or not weakness, I should say, but
No, I
uh
get, yeah.
showing his fragile side, showing that like even though he is the Man of Steel, like he still has these emotions, like it still affects him.
Hmm.
Yeah. I agree with you, man. I think I like that. I like Willie has said as well. I think I like seeing that more kind of like human side of him and showing that he is, despite having all these powers, he is vulnerable to being hurt.
Yeah.
Um, and at the same time, it's like, they tell you in the beginning of the movie with the, kind of like their version of a Star Wars crawl on the screen, right? They tell you like, hey, you know, there's a timeline given to you where they say in the very beginning, like he's only been Superman for about 3 years,
Yeah.
and this is the first time he's been beaten, right?
Yeah.
So, like it's a very good way to sum it up. Okay, cool. So we know he's been doing the Superman thing. Now this is the first time he's been beaten. And then when you actually get into the movie and you see that, well, okay, this guy's obviously being controlled by Lex Luthor,
Yeah.
so, and Lex Luthor says, hey, I've been following this guy since he appeared. So you're setting up you're setting up a Lex Luthor that's really effective because this guy, he's been watching Superman for 3 years and he knows how he fights. And so he knows how to hurt him. So I think like that's a good way for James Gunn to give the audience a kind of like, insight into like, man, this Lex is really effective. He's really dangerous and he really has a thing for hurting Superman. And so I think when you're trying to build up a villain, you kind of have to show that he's capable from the very beginning, which is what they did. So I really didn't have a problem with him like being all beat up and stuff like that in the very beginning because again, like you want Superman to have a little opposition. You can't, and again, I don't want to talk too much about the Snyderverse stuff, but I think that's one of the things I remember that even with Man of Steel is that while I did like the movie,
Yeah. Me too.
yeah, it was just like you really didn't see him get hurt. It's like he's getting thrown through buildings and getting hit and everything, and it's like
No,
okay, there's no damage.
yeah, I think James Gunn show a more vulnerable version of Superman, but I think what he does best. Then I don't want to compare it to movies because there's no point. But the Lex Luthor from Snyder don't represent the obsession with Superman, and this new movie does that because it's like, and the Snyder version is like Lex Luthor is just a super crazy guy, more like a Joker even. And this new vision of Lex Luthor is more like an obsessive person with Superman, and represents better. I think in that point is better for that nemesis of Superman how
Mhm.
they represent in the movie. I think it's a better one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's definitely gave a master class in hating Superman in that movie. That just
Yeah,
but to say, especially the what was it? I think at the beginning of the movie, one of the uh Lex employees said like he's developed over 2,500 like fighting patterns.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
and like we only saw really just like basically like maybe 30 throughout the movie. So, and especially one of the 2500 was a kick to the nuts. So I can only imagine what other ones he's got.
Yeah.
But and the other thing too, he had what was it? Yeah, where he's like on the I forget. I think it was when Ultraman had Superman in like a chokehold, and like Lex is talking through the speaker, and he's like, I didn't what do you call it? I didn't make I didn't have like the war in Baravia just to kill you or whatever. I like created the Baravian conflict just so I have an excuse to like to wipe you off the earth.
Yeah.
And then even after Superman gives him the whole speech, he's like, well, that doesn't matter. They gave me the, what do you call it? They gave me the authorization to like kill you. If not today, not tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which is a good point, which I wonder if that might be an ongoing kind of fight or plot point throughout the DCU, because I know James Gunn said something about a 10-year plan.
Mm.
And with the what do you call it, the announcement of Man of Tomorrow coming out 2027, I actually was wondering what were your guys' thoughts on that, like villain wise?
Like you guys said, man, I think that's one thing I really enjoyed about the movie was that, you wanted Lex to be like effective and like, man, and I didn't know they were going to go that far, to be honest, which is really good. But, he was like Willie said, like very, very obsessed with Superman. And,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think what you get before with not the old school Christopher Reeve, but, with the Snyder stuff, I think you didn't get that. I think with their version of the I was going to call him the Riddler.
Honestly, yeah.
Which I think he might have made a better Riddler than Lex Luthor, but that's neither here nor there.
Yes.
Yeah, right. It's like but I just felt like the menace wasn't there, man. He was quirky. And I get that they want to have a little bit of more quirky Lex Luthor, and I get it, for what they were trying to do. But I mean, like, if you're into comic books like we all are, like the past shows, or even like the old Justice League stuff or Justice League Unlimited, the animated shows, man, Lex Luthor was really like hell bent on killing Superman. You know, and I think like in this movie, you get to see him lean into more of that obsession of, hey, I'm human. I should be the man of tomorrow, not this alien that everyone seems to love, And I think he like really exuded that hatred of Superman.
Yeah,
And
but it was smart that they show his true face at the end of the movie, because when we start watching the movie, it's like a regular villain. I mean, it's not, you don't see that he's super crazy until the last part of the movie when he really like he have this kind of crisis of hate with Superman. You can see it through the whole movie. It's like that's why I think that was the point when I say, okay, I like this Lex Luthor, because through all movies, like it's just another adaptation of Lex Luthor, like super smart and all the same things that we already saw a million times. But at the end, it's like I like the performance because this guy has like this nice guy face, right? Because the actor doesn't look like a bad guy, and then he twisted, and I really like what he does and about the end of the movie. I think that was a high point of the entire movie.
yeah, I agree with you, man. So we like, well, okay, so let's get into some more of the action stuff. So, so besides Superman, so we're gonna start with Dean. So besides Superman, who are the other standout characters in the movie that you really like?
Without a doubt, Mr. Terrific.
Mr.
Yeah.
Terrific. Yeah.
Definitely stole the show anytime he was on screen.
Yeah.
Green Lantern, I really enjoyed Nathan Fillion's Guy Gardner. What do you call it? I can't wait to see him in Lanterns, especially with I think he had a comment on like Lanterns is the most F-bombs I've dropped in like my entire career. I'm like, all right, well that's interesting.
Yeah.
But I'm not gonna lie, Hawk Girl, I feel like she maybe she could have used a little bit more screen time. The screaming too was, I don't know, kind of throwing me off. I was about to say that's a little nitpick of mine, but like but besides that, I feel like she did a pretty good job.
Yeah, yeah. So before Willie starts in, I will say that's kind of a nitpick of mine as well, because it did kind of bother me a little bit. Like all right, that's like I get it, man. You know, she's a hawk. You know, she's got to scream. I get it, but like every time, you know, she's like,
Yeah,
you gotta do
especially
it
with
every
the
single
camera
time.
in your face.
You know,
Yeah.
I was kind of like, oh man. But yeah, I agree with you on that. Go ahead, Willie.
No, no. I think she made a cool character in The Last of Us, but in this case, it's another set of character. Yeah. I think Green Lantern is the most the first on the list because I think this kind of new artistic view with all the colors and all the power gonna fit really well with Green Lantern. I mean, I think it's. I don't see Batman in this universe, honestly. I have to say, because too shiny for a Batman, and like I told you before, I'm pretty sure the Robert Pattinson version is not gonna be in this universe because it's gonna look super weird to put that.
Yeah, I don't think he'd be able to keep up with everybody, honestly.
No. There will be a mistake if we merge that. I think probably it's going to be a new Batman. But uh, what I hope is even not just Green Lantern. There's a couple of characters of DC, Martian, and I don't know, a different Aquaman version. I think could be really nice. I love Jason Momoa, but I don't know. He's part of another universe, and I love to see some Aquaman. But I think it's more important that the characters this new universe brings. I think it's important to give it some time to development the movies, the characters, because what happened with Marvel was for one when we merged all the superheroes together in the first Avengers movie. There was like a million movies before that to build
Yeah.
all the story, all these characters. So you feel things with from all the characters. Iron Man has 3 movies before Avengers, and what happened with DC, they start to they try to follow the steps of Marvel. Is the we don't have time to connect with the characters before to put it all together. It's like Batman is already jumped on the movie with Ben Affleck and already fighting with just one movie from Superman, and the same things happen with Wonder Woman and Flash. And Cyborg is like, what are they doing here? I mean, I don't know anything about you. And I hope and this new era of disease take the time to develop the characters so you can put it all together in a future Justice League and you get excited to see it all together and not just put it like that, throw it in the movie. I hope this is for me what I expect more than a cool character interpretation. I think today is more important to build things slowly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very well said.
I agree with you on that, man. I think for me, I feel like you guys, and you know, I did like, I wasn't expecting Mr. Terrific to be that good.
No, nobody.
You know,
I wasn't expecting it either.
It caught me off guard, man, because I was like, all right, Mr. Terrific is in it, and you know, and again, like this is one of those nitpicks that I was talking about before. It's like, you know, with the way the culture is now, man, you can kind of really tell like who are the real fans and who are the ones that are just like, you know, talking smack, you know, just
movies or comic books. I mean, the real fan. You mean because I think we made the mistake that we think they are the same thing. In it happened to me that I work for comics for a couple of years now, and when I speak with a friend that they saw the movie, even I went to a friend and most people don't know anything about these characters. So it's not this. I had some friends that like comics, maybe not too much as we are, but they had some knowledge. But the rest of the world maybe just know Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman from the movies or the TV shows. and they nothing to do with comics. And it happened a lot to me that I want to talk about about the movie, and it's like they don't know anything. It's okay. I mean, you don't have to follow comics.
Right.
But it's kind of. I think this movie can change that a little bit because it's not like a movie version. It's so close to the comics, maybe they can help the people that are not read comics to connect with the character, with the story, and give it more base solid to understanding the rest of it because they don't know anything.
Yeah. That's true, man. That's true. I remember seeing a lot of posts online about like, you know, his design. They're like, hey, why does he have an afro? And I'm like, it's Mr. Terrific, man. He's always looked like that. Like, what are you talking about? You know?
Yeah, he came for the 70s. Right?
Yeah. So it was just like, oh, okay, man. Like, you know, so, you know, when I saw the movie, I'm like, man, he's actually like, he's one of the few characters that made me really interested in seeing the movie, like what was going on with I think they were like the Justice Gang, right? So him, Hawk Girl, and Guy Gardner.
We're not calling ourselves that.
Yeah. And yeah, it was just like, man, I really enjoyed like his character, man. It was like you got to see him be a badass. He was very, you know, he was very stern, he was very serious. You can tell like he didn't want to deal with like all the, you know, emotions of like what was going on. You know, he was just like straight to the point. Yeah. And I like that with his character because he had, you know, Guy Gardner was like the over the top, you know, full of himself, like, you know, I'm a badass and, you know, everyone likes me. And, you know, and then Hawk Girl is kind of like the one that's like, she could really not care either way, you know? And so.
It's like a Batman from, and right? It's maybe when you put the Batman on the Just Live, it's like that character specific, the Mr. Terrific, what he does in movies, like cutting everything off. It's like, I don't care a shit about anyone of you. And I don't know what they're going to do when you put Batman because you're going to have two equal characters.
Yeah, that's the one thing, man. I think with that, like with the dichotomy of all the characters they had together, like they had different personalities, and it fit for, you know. And I think that's one of you know, James Gunn's strong suits is that when it comes to telling story involving multiple characters, he finds a good way to bring all their personalities together, and you know, you get the, hey, this is the, you know, this is the, you know, this is the dumb one, this is the quirky one, this is the one that's really serious, you know. So you kind of like you get involved, and I really like the Justice Gang. I really like seeing all of them interact with each other and interact with Superman, you know. But it was like, it was one of those things where I was like, okay, like I was kind of like, man, I like to see more of this with more of these other characters, and I kind of felt like everyone had enough screen time, so everyone, you got to see, you know, everyone kind of like, you know, show their power set and everything like that. One of the other scenes, like I remember, I think the one where is he in his home or Lois's apartment, where he's like, he's sitting there, they're trying to have a conversation, and you can see the stuff that's going on in the background, like Green Lantern's hitting that big eye thing with a bat, you know what I mean, while he's talking to Lois. I thought that was hilarious, man.
That is so much Guardian of the Galaxy, man. And this is this kind of humor, right?
Yeah. I thought it was hilarious. Go ahead, Dean. Go ahead, man.
Sorry. Oh, no, I was just saying they got it. It's just the fifth dimensional imp.
Yeah. Then did you see the rumors about, like, some people were saying that was because they mentioned the fifth dimensional thing, that was Mr. Mixplittlet. Am I saying his name right? I'm probably messing up.
His name's a tongue twister. I was about to say, I think people are theorizing like that might be him, but I mean, I forget. I mean, like in the comics at least, and like any other Mixplittlet appearance, he's always like, the only way to defeat him is, you know, like making him like write his name or say his name backwards or something like that. Yeah. So I feel like that might have just been something else, because they were able to make it bleed pretty easy from like what I saw with the background.
Yeah. I thought that scene was hilarious, man. It was like, again, like for James Gunn, man, like I really appreciated his form of comedy with, you know, showing that. I thought that was hilarious, you know. And I remember like in you know, in the screenshots that we saw before the movie came out, and you know, you have the shot of Superman putting his boots on, you know, and the stuff is in the background, and people are complaining about, hey man, how come Superman is putting on his costume and stuff is going on in the background? He should be trying to, it's a steel frame, man. You have no idea. It's taken out of context, so you have no idea what's going on, man. So you can't judge it on a picture. Go ahead, Willie.
No, you missed 2 hours of movie to understand that scene. So
yeah, I mean, yeah.
I think the first time I saw that, it was I honestly thought it might have been Brainiac in the back, low key, just because it was the pink and green kind of coloring. I thought it was like his ship or something like that.
Oh man, yeah. See, I know for me, like you're looking at designs of things and stuff like that. When it comes to like Brainiac, I really hope that like they kind of keep the same color palette when it comes to how he looks, but I hope they do something different with the actual look of him, man, and and his actual ship. Like that's one thing I'm kind of like really looking forward to, is that when they do introduce Brainiac, I want to see the design of him, man. I really, I think when it comes to design wise, with a lot of choices they made in the movie with costumes and things of that, like I liked everything. People were really, bitching about the way Superman's costume looked, and they didn't like it. But
I really enjoyed like the linings, the extra looking paddings here and there, because I did see one fan like art, or what do you call it, one fan design where they used like CGI, or they used like Photoshop to make it look more like I forget the actor's name. What was the Superman for Superman Returns?
Oh, Brandon Routh.
Yeah, it, like where his suit was. I didn't mind his suit. It's just it kind of looked almost like he just put like one of those like elastic like ski like runners in the Olympic kind of things on.
Yeah.
And like that's what the design kind of looked when the fan made it, and I was like, nah, I think it's good the way it is. I think
so you didn't like the smaller S that he had?
I kind of like it. My only reason I like it though is because I'm a big fan of the Kingdom Come series, so I really liked that.
Yeah,
I mean, the Kingdom Come from Alex Ross. Listen, you talk about that design.
Oh yeah.
I think the color is important to connect the universe, because if you get a new project, they already have a past with another movies, and the first thing you try to do is move far away from that. So this kind of dark color tone of the older movies is in the past. So this guy tried to and even that I assume James Gunn is gonna bring so many characters that he needs this variety of colors, because we're gonna see probably a lot of villain and characters, and I think it's the design of the suit is perfect for this version. It's not, sometimes you have to put the design and the character and the actor and the cast of the movie inside the movie. It's not like I like or I don't like the costume. It fits in the movie. It works in the movie. Maybe for another version, for a comic book or a video game, we can use another one. But for the project, for the movie, it's perfect. And the same happened with the Robert Pattinson uniform. It's like when I remember when it came out, it's like, what the hell is this? And honestly, when I saw the first one, it don't feel like Batman, just that image. But then when I saw the movie, it makes sense why the costume. And I think this is the same way. It fits perfect with the story, with everything. Sometimes it's not depends on what you like. It's you have to move from that and see, okay, take the whole picture, take the entire movie, and see if it works there inside that universe, not just for you.
Yeah, I agree with that, man. And I think people tend to forget as well. Like with the Snyderverse, you had a guy that was, all of Superman's suits were Kryptonian armor. So, he already had that stuff to begin. It was all in the ship. And in this Superman, you obviously have a Superman that, I think his mom made his suit. So
I love it.
Yeah.
It's a
So again, like him connecting more to
super
being
mommy.
human and his human parents. Like I kind of I like that. So it didn't bother me that much because when the early images came out, I knew there was going to be a little touch ups with CGI.
Yeah.
But like he said, yeah, go ahead, man.
What's the problem with CGI? Everything
Yeah,
is made with CGI.
yeah,
There's no building breaking down, man. What is the problem, man? I don't understand why you pay attention to the CGI for a uniform and not for the rest of the movie. It's all
yeah,
green screen, man. What's the problem? The important was what you get with the final result. Honestly, I don't care what is the process of the from the movie. I like to see what is the process once I finish the movie, and I don't know, Doom, for example. I'm a huge fan of that movie, and I love to see how they build the entire costume, the shape, the design. But when I sit there and watch the movie for 2 hours, I don't know. I don't care if you use CGI or anything. I just watch enjoy the 2 hours
Yeah.
of movie, and if it's okay, I don't care. I take a look later. But today, I don't know. It's
yeah.
impossible not to use CGI. It's what it is.
So here's a big question here. Well, one of the big questions. We're gonna get into this because I know some people felt a certain type of way about this character. How did you guys feel about Crypto the Superdog in the movie? Me, for one, I thought that it was a good addition.
Yeah.
It was something that I wasn't expecting. It was like, oh man, I don't know if I want this in the actual Superman movie. But to what Willie was saying, when you actually see it in the movie and see him interact with Superman, it's like it fits, and I think like the big difference between what James Gunn did with this movie and what was done with the Snyderverse is that, speaking to someone that really likes comic books, this was really like a comic book coming off the pages. They
Yeah.
put it on the screen, man. I mean,
Totally.
yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, yeah. Just
No,
like the colors, the way everyone looked, like the way Metropolis looked. The cars they were driving around in, like everything was just really like bright, like futuristic, but yet still present day. Like,
yeah, even the performance of the characters are not that dramatic, right? They have, I don't think the comic book today read that way. So too much drama. They had some level of drama, but even the way it was writing the script, it was really connected with the comic books. And I think, like I said before, I think it's a good idea to bring something fresh and show another face from the DC universe, and not just this one. But if you go back, you have the Christopher Nolan movie that was my favorite, but it was dark. Also, there's not too many bright and the
yeah,
interpretation. And if you go even further, you have Tim Burton version from characters, and if you go into the Superman movies, they also not don't get the connection with the comic books. So
yeah,
they definitely bring something new, fresh at least. I don't know if it's gonna be super cool, new universe or totally shit, but I don't know. I have to keep watching the movies and the cast and everything. I think this at least is something fresh.
yeah. I like the addition of the dog, man. I think it added something different to the movie, and then it's also like, hey, there's other characters, which is something that, and making a comparison to Marvel, like you were saying, like Marvel did have time to build up each one of these characters, their individual movies, and then they all get to come together for the Avengers, and they get to go beyond that. And I kind of felt like at that time I was saying, man, what DC should really do is they should just show you that all of these characters are, alive and they live in this world,
Mm.
and then if you want to like, hey, okay, now we're gonna, you know, do a Superman movie or a Batman or Wonder Woman or like a, like kind of like a, not an origin movie, but just a standalone movie for that character, that's fine. But I think it would have been better for them to introduce the characters kind of like all at once, and I think like with James Gunn, I like to see that he's kind of like, he has that same idea, like, man, like we're in a world. This world is it's a comic book world. So all of these people do exist, you know, and so that this is a world that's used to seeing aliens and, you know, these superhero type characters, and so it's kind of refreshing. It's like now you can jump into it and you don't have to have an origin story for every single, you know, character that you show.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. That was another point. They don't show the origin of Superman, the origin. I think we already know. I don't honestly. I don't want to watch another scene with the origin of Superman, or the kill of the Thomas Wayne and,
yeah.
I saw it like 3 million
Yeah.
times. You want to see? I know they.
You don't want to see him die again, man. One more time.
Come on,
No.
it's the best part.
They're dead. Give it over. Over.
Yeah, I'm glad James Gunn confirmed that you are not gonna see that in the DCU.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
And just one thing too, man. Like, you know, and one thing I really liked about Crypto was like he wasn't, you know, he wasn't a side character. He was actually active in helping Superman, you know, in times throughout the movie. And I think people, you know, a lot of people were like, well, you know, why does he have to help Superman out? And, you know, Superman should be able to do all this on his own and everything like that. But when you look at the world he set up, you know, again, you have a Superman as he's 3 years into being Superman, number one. Number two, you're dealing with a villain in Lex Luthor that knows how to hurt him. You know, so I didn't mind Crypto actually being there as an aide to Superman, you know, because I think in the world they were building, like he kind of needed that extra assistance, you know, because I think like making a comparison between this Superman and Christopher Reeve, one thing that I do like about the two, and I think characteristics they both share, is that, you know, they care about people, you know, and even when Superman is, you know, with the little kaiju thing that, you know, you see the little small thing they laid out of the truck, and the next day it's like super huge, and you know, and even in that you still see Superman like, man, I don't want to kill this thing, you know, let's try to capture it and put it somewhere where it can, you know, where it can live and not be harmed.
Yeah.
So like even in that, you have a Superman like that's really actively caring about everyone, even his enemies, you know, and I think like it's almost to a fault where, you know, like, because there were some times in, like, you know, we were watching the movie and I'm like, man, like, okay, I get it, you're this good hero, but sometimes you need to get rough a little bit, man, because these guys are trying to kill you, you know.
Yeah.
But
turn out
about it was like, well, you know what, that's a very Superman thing to do. It's like, hey, you know, we don't need to fight, you don't need to do this, blah blah blah, you know. But I think you saw in those instances that when he figured out that, okay, I can't reason with them, you know, they don't want to listen to me, you saw how strong he was. I mean, like, and I really like that about him, you know. So you could see like he was holding back until it was time for him not to hold back.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, those fight scenes that he had, and he put in some good work, man.
I think he looks like he interpreted the character as a really good guy, and sometimes it felt more human than the real human. And you're right. What you say a couple of what you said before. They moved to that vision of God, right? It's not like a super God from outside the world. It's like a super good friend of mine or something like that. I feel that way, right? Like if you have a friend and he found superpowers, something like that, and I really enjoy that. Also we forgot to talk about Supergirl, the small appearance. I'm really excited about that one because for what I heard, she's gonna be a mess. I'm excited for two reasons. One is because she's not gonna be super good. She's gonna be kind of mess. Second, because I think I'm falling in love from the actors. So
very valid.
I already I already feel something in Game of Thrones. I was and House of Dragon, and now she's using that uniform, man.
Yeah.
Something's
I
unlocked in
know
my
I watch
brain.
the movie on the TV. I'm gonna watch it like 3 times the new Supergirl movies. That for sure.
Yeah. In the
And
same day. In the same day, right? The same day.
yeah, tickets, please. Yeah, and I think she's have the character, the personality that it's gonna be a lot of fun, I think, and it's cool. I mean, we all so many superhero movies. Is I think something funny is gonna be the best for a while. I mean,
Yeah.
there's too much universe, too much. I don't know, drama in many movies. Sometimes it's good. What I feel is I sit for 2 hours and I relax and I enjoy the movie. It's the same happened with the entire Marvel universe. I don't know. I don't think I heard a lot of time with fans say no, they don't bring this, they don't make that, and it's a movie to watch and relax and enjoy and nothing more, man. I mean, it's not like be the I don't know, Scorsese movies. What you expect from a superhero movie is to enjoy it. To if you like superheroes, you like a good story, a good design, and that's it, man. It's not going to change your life. It's going to be a good movie. Enjoy it, and don't expect that the movie has that meaning, super meaning, and in whole levels, and compare it with a classic from another genre. I mean, we have to enjoy more the movies for what they are. Nothing. I see so much hate about if the movie is not what I expect. Is sometimes I don't understand. Even in comic books, I mean, a new comic book come on and people feel that kind of hate because it's not what they expected, and I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I work in comic. I don't know. When I draw a comic, I'm not thinking in everybody. I mean, I'm thinking about myself and what I want to express as an artist, right? It's not about what you want. I mean, I don't. I hope you like what I do, but it's not in my.
Yeah.
It's not my number one rule. And movies have that. It's like, oh man, go and enjoy the movie 2 hours. Then there's gonna be things you don't like. There's gonna be things that you love. But that's it, man. It's not the movie. Is not to completion.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I say one thing about that is like for me, it's watching it and like yeah, I said like you said, I really enjoyed it. But I one of the things that I really, really like, I know we're gonna talk about this right now, it's the fight scenes. So we get into I thought this movie had a lot of interesting fight scenes in it. I really enjoyed a lot of them. Dean, we're gonna start with you. What was the standout fight scene to you that you really liked in the movie?
Kind of a toss up between Mr. Terrific when they with Lois Lane when they were backtracking for Superman, and probably actually, yeah. What am I saying? I got to give it to that crazy flight scene with Superman, where it's that kill him, good luck with that, and he just runs through all of them. And I mean, I really did enjoy like the crazy combos he was performing on like Ultraman, like once the bots were destroyed by Crypto and everything. And I did find it interesting that even without the callouts, Ultraman was still trying to fight back. I was like, okay, so he does have a mind of his own to a degree.
Right.
But yeah, that whole scene, especially with him just flying through the raptors, like spinning them off, and then just doing the laser spin of death. It was just it was lovely, especially with the music.
So can we all agree what you just said that? Let me get real close to the camera. Those guys died, right? Like,
I mean,
like they're all dead, man.
To be fair, I saw some of them moving. They're giving the Batman treatment. They're just going with negative 26 health.
Oh, so they're mostly dead, but they're not all the way dead, right?
They're gonna be on life support.
Reference there, man. Mostly dead,
Yeah.
I think they did say at some point that I guess the Raptors are all like metahumans to a degree. So I don't know exact because I mean Superman's a metahuman, Green Lantern's a metahuman, so it's kind of a just a broad kind of term that they're throwing out there. So I don't know if they're like they have super strength, super durability, anything like that. I mean, I know those four guys. What was it when when Metamorpho was escaping the? Oh yeah, I'm gonna spray you with like
Oh,
acid. Well, I saw that go through the armor pretty quick. There was I don't know.
yeah,
They
they're
might be
dead.
dead.
Yeah, yeah. What about you, Willie? How do you feel, man? What was like the standout fight scene to you in the movie?
I think that the first one, I don't know if it's the first one, but the one with Superman has his kids when they finish on the snow, when the right the, when we saw why he start on the snow totally fitted. I think that that was the best, my favorite scene because it's I want to see Superman beat it a little bit and I think that I love that scene that sequence when Lex Luthor is like pushing buttons on his PlayStation, right? Is hit one, two, one. I think it was really smart. Like I like the idea. Is I never saw that, so I really enjoy that. That's why I think it's my favorite fight scene. I think the effects, the SFX, from the fighting scenes were really cool. I think also it's pretty fresh. Like the camera is super close with the movement of Superman behind, right? It's like you, I saw in the theater. It's like I was flying with him, right? Like take me from the cape, and I really enjoyed that, man. Really good
Yeah.
shot. I love what they did with that because you feel the power of Superman and that it's like all the steady camera is like moving all over the place. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
it's
know
really
what? That's a good way to put it, man. That's a very good way to put the feel. You feel the power of Superman when he's flying. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. Damn, that's really good, man. Yeah, that's I almost forgot about that. I can't believe I almost forgot about that scene where he's flying back to the Fortress of Solitude, right? Yeah.
Yeah. It's like whoa, you feel it in the big screen. It's like you feel
Yeah.
that vertigo, right? And sometimes and it's not like you a shot from far away and you saw it fly. It's like you right with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like how you could see like there was like subtle white streaks you could see, and it's like him breaking like Mach speeds. It was like
Yeah,
that's pretty nice. See like the panic on his face and everything. Like,
I
Yeah.
love.
hold on, I gotta get back.
Yeah.
It was fun because when they came up, I saw it 3 days before the release, and there was already people talking about the eyes with Superman, like because they have this kind of
Oh,
Oh
they
yeah,
off a little
that's
bit.
come on, man.
yeah.
What is wrong with the world? They can, I remember see people they can fix that with CGI. I mean, what the hell? Why are we gonna change that? Poor guy, it's something that it's not perfect. It's an alien.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know why the people find things to criticize.
Man, Dean and I had talked about this before, and I think you have a lot of people that, in regards to what you said earlier about like you can't get over like the Snyderverse thing, man. And don't get me wrong, I like Henry Cavill Superman.
Yeah,
I like
hell
the
yeah.
Superman a lot.
It's my favorite so far.
Right. So, I'm not saying anything is wrong with Superman at all, but when you're doing something new, you can't. It's like, okay, you guys want something fresh, you want something new, but yet you still want something that's old. Like, I'm sorry, like the Snyderverse didn't continue. You know, it sucks, man. I kind of wanted to see where else he was going with it, but at the same time, there was a lot of things that I didn't like because when you're talking about you're building tone, there was no distinct tone between the characters in his Justice League, and that was like everything was kind of dark, and I didn't like that, especially with, like the Flash. I mean, like in the animated versions and with in the comic book, man, like the Flash is this character where like he's like he's so interactive with his villains and everything in Central City. Like it's like it's not dark and gloomy. You know what I mean? He's not a dark and gloomy character. He's quirky. He's I think he's like a is he I can't remember his occupation. He's like a scientist or what is he at the police station? I can't remember that.
I think he's yes.
Yeah, he works in forensics, right? So, it's kind of like you have someone that's already quirky by nature, and now he has this lightning speed. So you kind of want to see that, and I think with Ezra Miller again, you did have the quirkiness, but it was a little like,
a little too awkward.
He's not a superhero, right? He's like looking like a guy who doesn't know what to do with that power. But yeah. I think they never move forward from that. It's like when Spider-Man get for the first time this power and he's a mess, right?
Yeah.
But then eventually he's evolved as a superhero, and we don't see that in that version of Flash. It's like always the same guy. It's like you don't fight, you don't. Like you say, it don't fit with the rest of the universe from Snyder. Also, like I said before, I have my own opinion like a month ago from that, because I loved Snyder from Watchmen. I mean, it's one of my favorite movies and comic adaptation, and if it were when I saw the last movie from Snyder and say, okay, why it looks like this? It's something weird here, right? And then when I saw the final cut, I can't believe that was the original version, man. I mean, the studio, the producer, just killed the movie, man. I mean, I know it lasts like 4 hours, but they could really important scenes, right? And the tone of the movie is totally different. The when Superman is coming this rebirth, and the movie is totally different from the Snyder cuts. And I saw it like a month ago, and it was, what the hell was this? Why this is the final version, man? What they hate. I think they hate Snyder at the race and the end of the process, because it's impossible to kill a movie that way, and they ruin it for like really bad. It's like something weird is going on with the DC of these years, and I think the problem is about money and bad producers and all that shit that Hollywood has, right, in bottom. And but I had to say, when I saw the last cut from Snyder, I really enjoyed the movie, and it's like a sit and watch the movie for the first time for many scenes, many things they will cut off. There was no shock, and I love it because it's a dark version of the Justice League, and it's okay. It's the interpretation of the universe. Watchmen is not a funny movie. I mean, the way he represent superheroes is that way. Is why they've been hired, I guess, for making the movie, and I love it, man. And so it's pretty shit that they kill the movie that way. So when I talk now about the Snyder universe, I have to change my sense, because it's totally different, and I really enjoy it. I think, and there was a scene with the Joker at the end, like when the movie finished, right? In the end of the movie, there's a future scene with the Joker. With there was like they prepared a huge universe. There was like a couple of movies ahead from the Snyder version, and it was I'm sorry that I never see that. And even Jared Leto working as a Joker, it was totally different from what I saw on Suicide Squad. So there was everything was different. I mean, what is this? It's another movie.
Yeah, I will say this, man. Well, I want to make sure I get back into that so we don't lose what we were talking about with the fight scenes. Like you said, I agree with all what you guys said about the fight scenes and everything like that. I think I kind of agree with you guys. Like I didn't see a fight scene I didn't like. Even one on the football field, man. I thought that was pretty cool. With him, like, again, even two people trying to kill him, and he's still trying to talk him out of it. Hey guys, you don't need to do this. You don't need to listen to Lex. And
that was a really good scene with this building. I don't know, remember the name, with the nanobots getting into Superman. That
Oh
was super
The
cool.
man,
engineer.
It makes me feel like, ooh.
yeah, right.
Blah.
I felt bad.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
felt
it was
bad for Superman, dude, because it looked like it hurt. You know, like
getting into the nose and mouth. It was reminds of the Matrix when they leak it. It was, oh man, this is horrible, and I really
Yeah,
enjoyed. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
I was kind of
yeah,
surprised when they were even commenting like oh yeah, like X-ray vision and like laser vision opticals are like what do you call it, impaired or whatever.
Mhm.
Like the fact that they could actually shut all that down by doing that, I was like, oh god, okay, I don't know what might happen in the future.
And you know what? But that's again, like you said, making him a threat because it's like, okay, now he's like, figuring out or already knew other ways that he can neutralize Superman, So again, that makes him a very, very dangerous character, or a very dangerous villain for this new universe. But yeah, I liked all the fight scenes, man. I think like, what you said about him fighting all the Raptors at the end, man, and just like I remember being in the movie theater, and we were watching it, man, and when he just, when he says that line, yeah, yeah, good luck with that, and he flies up, and and he spins all the guys off of him, and then like he starts spinning around and doing like the laser vision, and man, the movie theater went nuts, and people were like, yeah, like
Yeah.
it was just so cool to see that, man. Like, holy shit, like, like now Superman is cutting loose, and I like that, because he, throughout the movie, he's like, yeah, you can tell he's kind of holding back and everything like that, man. But like toward the end of the movie, man, when he actually like let it out, it was just so cool to see, man. Even like I like that scene, and even his fight with Ultraman, like once Lex Luthor's PlayStation controller got broken and he couldn't call out commands anymore, man. It was kind of like now you saw like Superman actually get serious for a little bit because his
Yeah,
face changed, and that first punch when he hit him and you saw Ultraman fly back, I'm like, oh man, like Superman's
finally.
pissed now.
Don't let
That's
You know,
Superman know you can take a punch.
yeah, like yeah, you can take all this now, right? Okay, and he just like, man, he beat the hell out of him, man. And I think that one scene where like they're flying and he knocks him into something, whether it's the ground breaking apart or whatever it is, and like he's flying toward him, and he flips in the air and he stomps on his head. And at that point, I
Yeah.
thought it was over, man. I'm like, man, this fight's over. He's not getting
Thought he
up from
broke
that.
his neck.
Yeah, it did, and it looked like he broke his neck. I'm like, man, like this is over with.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know. So I like that. I like that, man. And that fight scene was really cool. I know Dean and I talked about this before. We're going to talk about like now the stuff that you guys kind of wanted to see maybe change in the movie. For me, the small nitpick when they're in what was the other country that they were in? I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank on.
I was about to say there's Baravia and Jarhanpur.
Okay, so it was it Baravia?
Uh, are you talking about when they were invading or?
Yeah, when they were invading toward the end.
Oh, okay, that was Jarhanpur.
Okay, and you see the kid there with he's pushing up the Superman flag.
Oh
He's
yeah.
like, Superman, please come save us, and everything like that. You know, I like that the Justice Gang kind of showed up there and had was backing Superman up while he was fighting Ultraman.
Yeah.
But man, at the same time, I it would have been nice to for him to go, be like, hey, hey, I'll be right back or something, like say
yeah.
something,
Yeah.
and can you guys hold him here for a minute? I got to go do something. And you have the Justice Gang kind of fighting Ultraman, and then he goes to that other country and
Yeah.
shows up and saves the kid, and because I think like in the beginning he had hinted at like he already went there before and destroyed some tanks and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So it would have been kind of nice to see like, yeah, you hear him talk about it, but it's at least for me, it would have been a little better for me to actually see him kind of like show up there, and they're like, oh no, it's him again, you know what I mean? And like see him like just fold up a couple tanks and something. I think it would have been a little bit better for the movie. For me, now that's just my opinion, because I really would have liked with the kid asking Superman to show up. I really would have liked it for being kind of like Superman, like, hey, kind of like playing into his he's very empathetic character. Like, hey, I have this big fight going on with this guy, but I got to get over here and save these people too, or this kid's calling me and needs help. So
if I was a kid, I would say, "Fuck you, Superman."
What the fuck, man? I know you got super hearing.
Call the Avengers, right?
Yeah, so you're calling for Superman to show up and you get Green Lantern, like, all right,
That is interesting though, because
and not even the best one.
He said, "Fuck you, Superman."
Class Green Lantern.
What are you saying, Dean?
I was gonna say that it's interesting you bring that up, because I believe in one of the earlier trailers there is like a shot where Superman is landing like in that exact scene, like that sandy area. So they may have, I don't know if that might have been like when he previously interfered, or if that would have been like at that point in the movie.
But there was a lot of edits, right? They did cut out quite a few scenes.
Yeah, like I remember distinctly in the trailers there was one scene where like when Superman was locked up in the other dimension, or the dimensional or unfolding dimensional thing. There was a scene where Metamorpho had the kryptonite out, and then there was two like raptors and they were like hitting him with the nightstick. And like I don't remember that in the movie at all.
Right, you're right. That wasn't in the movie. Yeah.
What do you think about the first one of the first scenes when the government tried to control Superman responsibilities or decision? Because it's something that always hurts me from the Superman universe. It's like these guys should do what the U.S. government says, because he's not American. I mean, he's an alien, right? And they were like people. The two sides of the story is pretty interesting, because if Superman start listen to the president at the time, he's going to become a tool, or it's not, or a soldier, and he had to have some kind of I don't know, rules per se. So what do you think about exactly that kind of situation when Superman had to do what he thinks he had to do because he's gonna have to make his own decision, or you think he have to I don't know, respond to any, or I don't know, the ONU, the organization, anything, government? What do you think about that?
Hey, Dean, you want to go ahead and answer that first one?
Yeah, sure. I was about to say I'm always a fan when like a superhero has, like for example, like what do you call it in this example, like the U.S. government, or well, world government in any case, but the fact that he's interfering with these international instances, it's like it's not about about a authority per se, because he's not, Superman inherently isn't instilling any kind of like oppression or anything of that matter. He's just going in to save the day, save as many people as he can. It's not about politics at the end of the day. It's not about being in the people's favor, because it's almost like when it what do you call it, like Spider-Man, for example, always, what do you call it, ridiculed, talked bad about by the newspaper people, like, get away from me, Spider Freak, all this. And it's the same kind of thing with Superman sometimes, with people that are like, oh yeah, get the hell away from me, alien freak, like all this. Or if, in this example, he's interfering with an international or some war of some kind, but it's to save as many lives as possible.
Right.
That's what I love about Superman at the end of the day. It's about saving people.
Yeah. I think when they threw that in the movie, and that's one thing, like, you kind of really didn't get with the other movies, and I like the Christopher Reeve movies, man. Like, well, the first two mostly. Third one was
yeah.
The scene with Superman fighting Clark Kent, I did like that, in Superman 3, but like, the rest of the movie, whatever, you know, and then part 4, you know, okay. But for me, like the first two I really liked, you know, because I'm a big fan of General Zod, man. So I really liked the second one. But it was just that you really didn't get like, you know, like, yeah, even in those movies, he was like flying to the White House and, hey, Mr. President, you know, and he was just doing stuff and no one was bothering him about anything. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it was nice to have like kind of like an updated version because, and some people like, you know, the scene in the beginning with him when Lois is actually interviewing him and asking him those tough questions.
Yeah.
I really like that because it's like, yeah, like, okay, now we're in the present day, and how would the rest of the world really react to a guy that can literally do anything, like just flying over to your country, getting involved in it, even though he wants to save people? You know, I mean, you have political leaders at the end of the day. We all know politicians, man. Like,
Yeah.
you know, if they can't control something, they want to get rid of it.
Yeah.
I was like, go ahead.
One of the best part of the movie for me was that interview with Louis Lane. That because the question it was like, I think they're both right because
Yeah.
what he's asking is
Yeah.
any one of us will ask because I live in another country from you guys, right? So if a guy from US, even if it's an alien, came and tell me what to do or correct our government, or I know you say when he saved many lives, but in real life it's not going to work because
Yeah.
how many countries will accept Superman
Yeah.
besides US? Even in US they don't accept it at all, 100%, right?
Yeah.
So this is something important, something really cool that I see in the first part of the movie. I wish that the development is a little bit more
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
then everything go crazy. But I really enjoy that question that makes me like thinking, okay, this is tricky, right?
Yeah.
Do
Yeah.
the
Super
right thing.
shit. Come on, Lois.
Yeah, yeah. You know, it's
Yeah. But that's the thing about it, man, is that I really enjoyed that because it's like it made it interesting. And like you said, like, man, they're kind of both right, you know, like, oh man, like, but then you also get Superman's perspective where he's just like, I just want to help people. Like, you know, so if you had that type of power and you could hear everything and you could hear that people over here were dying, you know, like for him, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I got to do something. I can't just sit here and let people die, you know?
for
So,
political reasons, right? Because if they say, you know, don't go to that country because we don't like it, and what you gonna do?
yeah.
Man,
Yeah. I
Yeah.
really like that other part that they had later on with when they were when Superman was in the apartment with Lois and the Justice Gang's taking care of the dimensional imp in the back. The little convo that they have about like where, you know, she's like, well, I'm just like, I'm untrusting of everybody, like I question things, like you just look at everybody and see them as beautiful, and then he just hits her with maybe that's the real punk rock.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like it, and I feel like that
Yeah.
in itself might be that, I feel like that's a very good description of Superman, that he just, everybody that he meets he sees as beautiful.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I love Batman because he don't care a shit about anything.
Exactly. Exactly.
You can have that conversation with Batman, right? It's like,
Are you leaving the Batcave yet?
Yeah, get out.
why you came so late? Right?
Bruce, it's 6:30 in the morning. It's
Yeah,
late.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's one of the things where like it's very interesting to me with the way they set up this Superman and his personality, man. And I think you know, David Corn Sweat and James Gunn did a really, you know, excellent job of bringing out this Superman. Like he just cares about people, man. He doesn't want to see people get hurt, you know. And as long as he's there, you can kind of understand that, you know, he's going to try to do whatever he can to help. You know what I mean? And I think that's something you really didn't get with the Henry Cavill Superman, because again, I like the movie, but you know, he wasn't trying to stop buildings from getting blown up. And I mean, like, you know, there's Metropolis, I think, got leveled for most of Man of Steel, right? I mean, it was most of Metropolis was almost gone, right?
Yeah,
Um,
shit. There was a whole satellite fucking falling out of orbit on that city.
yeah, I mean, so a lot of people died, right? So I mean, this Superman you see where he's like, man, he actually wants to, in the middle of him fighting these villains, he's at the same time trying to save these people. And I think with him, it's nice to see that, that's a strength for him because he feels obligated to protect these people that don't have powers like him. But at the same time, you can see that, later on in the future, some villains are going to use that as a weakness.
Yeah.
That's his weakness. You know what I mean? So hey, I can
Yeah.
do this, and he's going to try and save these people, so I can, and I kind of like that because I know there's going to be villains that are going to exploit that. Um, like I said, and so for me, it's like a night and day comparison between him and Henry Cavill Superman because I like Henry Cavill Superman, but
Yeah.
at the same time, I don't really think he really. I don't say he gave a shit about not trying to save anybody, but I don't think that he didn't make it a priority.
Yeah.
And I think this Superman, you see that he's making it a priority to help people. And
Well, even
what's
in
up?
that movie, there was like some equal. In the Snyder version, I remember the Superman in the last Justice League, or no, no, Superman and Batman and Superman. There was this kind of problem, like the government asking for responsibility for the acts for the action of being outside the country. So it's like a regular problem on
Mhm.
Superman story. But I think, yeah. I think he tried to save, like you say, as many people as he can. Because if we think for a minute, he's not going to be able to save everyone. I mean, even
Yeah,
if Superman, he can be all the time and everywhere, right? So he had to make the decision what people is going to save.
yeah,
It's a really hard job, man, to do.
Yeah.
And
yeah,
if you come to a war zone, right? Two countries throwing, killing each other, you can decide which one. They all human beings, so who you gonna save?
yeah,
There's no
Yeah.
villain in the real world. It's not like bad guys and good guys. It's something from another
yeah,
age, right? It's not black and white.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you on that, man. Like, so for me, like that was like, so as far as like the scenes, anything you might want to change in the movie, I think that was my only nitpick is that scene. I would have liked Superman to show up instead of Green Lantern. Um, I think in that instance, it could have been like James Gunn could have played a little bit more into his comedy, where it's like, okay, now, Superman shows up, and I would love to see the look on those guys' faces, like, oh no, he's back, like, they all
Shit.
shoot at the same time or something like that, or something,
Yeah,
I
they
saw
all just
something
like
funny.
ricochet.
Yeah, I saw something funny online after the movie because it's like there was these two screenshot. So he was saving the little girl, and the blonde little girl on US, and leaving alone the little kid on the other side of the country. People like me.
Like, really, what's up, Superman? Really, what's going on, man?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so Dean, start with Dean too. What about you, man? Is there anything in the movie that you would have liked to change? Any of the scenes in the movie?
uh, honestly, I think I would have liked a little bit more of Ma and Pa Kent. I did
Mm,
enjoy the scenes with them. It was kind of endearing because I mean, well, at least to me personally, my dad, he passed away in like 2021, and like now anytime I see like anything that's like father related in like animation movie, it's like, ah, damn it.
yeah.
Hitting the heartstrings. But like it was really nice seeing that dynamic because I remember, uh, not not to completely compare the movies, but like I remember in the Snyderverse and like Man of Steel, Paul Kent was kind of a cynic. Like he was just like, like he's like telling him at one point like should have let the bus go or whatever. It's like, well, I don't know if it was better or not, but it would have, or what do you call it? Would have gotten this like heat off of us. And but you have Paul Kent over here. I really liked his little speech to Clark with the you know parents aren't for telling you who you're supposed to be. We're supposed to give you the tools to make fools of yourselves all you can.
Mm-hmm.
And just that, like, it's not what your biological or whatever somebody says that you're supposed to do. Like, your actions, that's what makes you who you are.
It's like 100%. Yeah.
Oh man, that's a good point. Yeah, I really did like my podcast. That was kind of nice. Man, they were, I think that's one of the other things I liked about the movies because they were like really country bumpkin, man. you know, and,
Lock Ken on the phone at the beginning.
yeah, yeah.
Bobby Clark.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that, man. That was a nice change that I did like, man. I was like, oh, okay, they're really like farm family, like I like that. What about you, Willie, man? Any changes to the movie that you would have liked to make? I mean, anything that you maybe would have, maybe they could change this to this or.
Um, I don't have that kind of personality to change things in movie. I can say maybe there's a couple of times that like I tell you before starting of this, I like the kind of vibe of humor on the movie, but sometimes it's like you go in a little far, right? It's like because they sometimes it looks like a little force, right? The show is like try to laugh, and I don't think it was necessary in that moment. I don't. About the end, I don't know. It's like they get emotional and they get fun and they get emotional and they get fun. It's like sometimes I feel like I'm moving from one. It's like I don't like that. It's like you are like okay. I seen Superman become more human, become more real for me, and not like an alien. And then you feel like okay, I'm connecting with the character, and he throw a shock, and I like okay, it's okay. Then again, it's like, and another shock, okay. Sometimes I'll talk that this with my best friend. We went to the movie theater, and it was okay. It was cool. I enjoyed it. But maybe too much fun because
Yeah.
sometimes and the dog at the end. I don't know. I always be more like a Snyder kind of universe or move mood of that superhero. But I like this new version. But I think one thing is Guardian of the Galaxy because they all human. They all this connection of humor between the character and it's super cool. Actually the actors are fun, right? Interpreting this
Mhm.
character like Rocket and you know Lord Star and all that. I love that connection between characters and I enjoy that movie from the humor point of view. But I don't think Superman needs that level of humor. It's more like another kind of character, maybe Spider-Man at some levels, or and I'm not gonna say Deadpool, but something more like because
Mhm.
all and but I think Superman is you can put a little humor, but not that much. I think you can step a little back from that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you on that, man. There were some instances where it's like, I think you need to pull back a little bit, just a little bit, man. It's,
Yeah, yeah.
because I mean, again, there's a lot of serious, scenes in that movie, and I forgot to mention this, but we tend to forget that Lex Luthor shot a guy in the head.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, like that's
2 seconds
pretty
later,
brutal.
we all laugh.
What's that?
2 seconds later, we are laughing.
Yeah, I mean.
It's just
Yeah, like he killed the dude, man. Like it's like just to antagonize Superman. So it's like man,
Yeah. I remember my whole theater, including me, was just dead silent when that happened.
you weren't expecting that, right?
Oh no, and especially not on the second shot. I was like, "Oh,
Yeah,
it happened. What?"
yeah, yeah. But
Especially, yeah, going into it, I was like, "Oh, it's PG-13."
yeah.
I was not expecting that.
yes, again, man. Yeah, I was not for PG-13. I'm like, guy gets shot in the head. Nah, man, they're not gonna. And it's like you saw it, and you're like, damn, they did that. Like, but again, that leads to more to the Lex Luthor's character, and again, with like we talk about the some of the changes they made. One of the other things I forgot to mention is that I really like how they showed how much kryptonite actually like poisoned Superman. You know,
Oh yeah.
you looked at him, man. He looked like he was dying.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he looked bad.
Yeah, and I like that because they always talk about his kryptonite poison and it's in it, it just like or it gets in his blood or anything like that, and you could see it like literally destroying him, man. And I was like, holy shit, like man, he looks, I'm watching the movie like man, like in my head I'm like I know he's gonna get out of this at some point, but at the same time you're like man, you feel bad for him, man, because again like I think like with the other stuff, and again, I know I'm trying not to jump into the Snyder stuff too much, but um, that's one thing that I miss seeing with the I didn't see that much of in the Snyder verses that you don't see Superman really like, like I'm not saying of course he died and stuff like that, but before that happened, like saying Man of Steel and Batman versus Superman, I mean, his exposure to kryptonite and that was like, he was coughing and you saw
Yeah.
it weaken him and everything like that. But you really didn't see too much of a physical change in his
no, you're
face
right.
and body. It's so seeing that I like that because me like I'm always looking at stuff like, hey man, if your hero has a weakness, how does that weakness really affect him? And I think with the way they showed it and actually showed you like man, this is like really killing him from the inside. I think it's a big change that I really like because now you're wanting Superman to find a way to get out of this because it's like man, if you don't, eventually you're gonna die, and I think that was a big change for me that I really liked about what they did with the Superman movie. But yeah, man. With that being said, on that, like well, we did. This is so Willie. So I want to ask you how you think about this, man. It's because Dean and I were talking about before about the whole Superman's parents thing, right? And again, another thing, I was kind of like, okay, I thought it was a little bit over top of when they told him like, yeah, we want you to go to Earth and take over and have a harem and repopulate the Earth with Kryptonians and the having the harem thing was like a little. I didn't expect that. That one kind of caught me off guard a little bit, but then for me, we were talking about it, and I said, man, it'd be really good. I think if that's because he never saw his parents and other than in those videos, right? And we were talking like, man, what if that wasn't his parents? What if that was actually like General Zod and
Yeah,
and or an Ursa, and so like Zod is like because I would honestly, for me, dude, to have Bradley Cooper playing General Zod in this universe, I think that would be something really cool, man.
yeah,
That would be special.
yeah. Really good actor, Bradley Cooper.
Yeah, yeah. So we were kind of like throwing that around, like, man, that would be kind of cool if that was like, on Krypton, whatever was going on with them. General Zod had already killed Superman's parents, and he found out they're gonna send him to Earth. So he's like, well, I already have a way to get off of here, but you know, for some reason, I can't make it to where he's going. But let me kind of like instill this, programming in him to do this, so that when I get there, eventually, him and I can take over, just whatever planet he's gonna be on.
I gotcha.
Yeah. It reminds me a little bit about Invincible, the Omni-Man and the mission,
Oh yeah.
something like that, right?
Yeah.
Like it was the approach from James Gunn. I think if you go to another planet, having all these superpowers or these super strengths, I always thought that it was more closer to Omni-Man than Superman because they don't come here to receive punches. I mean, thanks God, the parents from Earth, right?
Mhm.
They raise him in a different way, and this is something pretty cool. But the problem is that you kill with these new changes or the speech of Bradley Cooper on the movie is like you making the real parents. I don't say villain, but it's like a dark side of this this kind of planets. But it's and I don't know if it's a bad call. I mean, can bring something new. I think they open the door to development a little bit about the rest of people on Krypton, right? And we have to wait to the Supergear movie to see. I think we're gonna learn a little bit more about that. There's probably more answer about what are the real legacy of Krypton, right? But to see that change, man, I really enjoy it. Give you a really being the movie that happy as it is, and they make a little twist then and makes you think a little bit. So I really love that. But
Yeah.
it don't say too much. It's like we don't show anything more than that kind of video. But and what makes to Superman, it was super cool because he lived all his life in this kind of image of this mission from the parents,
Mhm.
and I take it like a step forward for like Superman grown up has the kind of he become more mature with this new way to see his parents because it's something that we all do that in life, right? It's like
Mhm.
eventually when you become older you start seeing your parents like a normal human being with all the good and bad, right? So this is something funny to see in the movie to see, okay, I don't like when they show parents like and they all good, they don't make mistake, they all, I mean, if Superman made mistake, why the parents doesn't? I mean, it always happened with every superhero that I love when in Batman in the comic book and even in the last version of the Batman when like Thomas Wayne is like had another version. They have his secrets, his dark secret is when Alfred says he's another human being, right? It's not like some kind of justice symbol. Is I like when they do that when they change that and don't make that super
Yeah.
unrealistic way to see
Yeah.
parents race.
Yeah,
I
they don't
mean,
make them into like saints.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if they don't, if they, that's just a preference of mine. If they don't do it, I won't be upset. But for me, it's like, from a writing standpoint, I'm like, man, if they did that, like you open up on, like say, for example, like in the Supergirl movie, so if they have a scene in the Supergirl movie where like, he's like, yeah, I used to watch his videos of, my parents and, they wanted me to do this. And now, I'm watching it. And she's like, oh, those aren't your parents. Who are they? Or you still say, "Oh, those aren't your parents. That's General Zod." Like, "Oh shit!" Like, man, like, so I don't know. But was that?
Oh no, I was just laughing.
Yeah, I mean, that would be cool, man. Because like now, like, with the Supergirl movie coming out, man, and Lobo's in it. So Jason Momoa is Lobo. Like, I love to see that, man. I can't wait to see that. I mean, the guy
Yeah,
looks exactly like Lobo.
yeah. More than
Was that?
even more than Aquaman. It's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was always my thing about that. It's like again with the Snyderverse, it's like man, like this dude is like, how do you pick him to be Aquaman? He looks like Lobo. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, he's
yeah,
I don't know.
literally the perfect Lobo.
Yeah, I just and I get he was trying to do something different, but for me it's like from the moment I saw him, man, I was like, dude, this dude is Lobo. Like, and he like rides motorcycles in like real life. Like that's the
yeah,
guy
real
right there.
Yep, smoke cigars and everything.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So it's like, yeah. Okay, so now we got this established. So we started with what? Creature Commandos. Then we went to the Peacemaker's already been out. So now we're at Superman. Peacemaker season 2 is out. For you guys, we'll start with Willie on this one. Are there any DC heroes that you would like to see in this new DC movie verse that we haven't seen in live action yet?
Then
Mm, you can go ahead, and I'm thinking of some.
I don't know. I think I like to to see a new version of Wonder Woman for sure.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Um, Even if I love Gal Gadot, I mean, he's great. Um, I like to see just something more about Suicide Squad, a different version. No, the
Oh,
one.
another a whole different Suicide Squad.
Yeah, definitely.
Mm.
I want to see. I think more big universe about Green Lantern and some other characters from that universe.
Mm.
Uh, and I want to see something different with Aquaman. I already said that before. Something more connect with the comic book than Jason Momoa interpretation, right? I want to see something that fits with the original character.
Yeah.
And well, DC has uh, going out from the Justice League. I want to see something from Deathstroke. There's a lot
Oh,
of
okay.
characters.
Okay.
I want to see in a single movie, right? And just with the or Suicide Squad. I want to see that. And I don't know if I have anyone else to. Well, no. I think that's it for now. The classic one, and then see what's happened with the classic one. If you do the good job with the classic characters, you can open the door to many other characters. But if you screw it with the first one, it's like there's no point to bring new characters, man, because they're not gonna fit the story.
Yeah. What about you, Dean?
Honestly, I would like to see probably Alan. I was about to say, as much as I want it, it's probably not going to happen. But Alan Richardson as like the new Batman, because I feel like
Mhm.
he's definitely got the body for it. He's definitely got the build. I feel like he can also pull off like the charming aspect of Bruce Wayne.
Hmm.
But one
Or
person I
like,
would really
like
like
one
to.
we haven't seen yet. Like one we haven't
Oh yeah,
seen.
yeah, got you, got you. One I would really like to see is Booster Gold. I'd
Oh, Booster
I
Gold.
would really like. I feel
Oh,
like Glenn. You guys know Glenn Powell.
yeah, from Twisters, right?
Yeah, I feel like he would be a perfect Booster
That's
Gold.
yeah,
He looks like dead on,
yeah.
and maybe, maybe like maybe Raven or like a Teen Titans
Yeah, Teen
movie
Titans.
at some point.
Yeah.
I'd really enjoy it, or I'd really like to see that.
I don't like the TV show, but
Yeah.
the version of the show, I'm not really fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, the cartoon, but not the other one.
Not the other one. Yeah.
Not the best interpretation.
Yeah. I tried watching it, man. Yeah. I wanted to like it, man. I just like it's something about it. It just didn't stick with me too much. For me,
Well, Flash also. I like to see one
Flash.
a new Flash version.
I
Uh,
was gonna say, I would like the what is it that did you guys see the Blue Beetle movie that came out a couple years ago?
yeah, yeah.
I don't see
I
it now.
I was about to say personally, I would really like to see him also like cross over to the new DCU.
Mm,
I feel like that was a solid movie, solid introduction for that character.
okay.
I would love to see the like you said before, Kingdom Come. I would love to see adaptation from that.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love to see like an older version of like David Cornsweat Superman as Kingdom Come Superman. That'd be so cool. Uh,
Dude, I mean, like for me, it would have to be. Oh man, it will have to be. It will have to be the question.
oh, that would be a really good like like detective movie.
Yeah, I would
That
like
would
to
be
see
nice.
like a neo noir like detective movie with the question. I would like
Okay.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think that would be really good.
Yeah, I think if we this new era of movies find a way to put all together, they're gonna have a lot of for the next 10 years they have to make super cool
Yeah,
movies.
yeah,
They see if we merge all together in a good way. They don't have to screw it with the cast,
yeah,
and
yeah.
and I think
Ah. Damn, Static. That'd be a really nice one.
Static Shock.
Yeah,
Man, you know what? Yep.
I would really like to
Cool.
see him.
That's a
That'd be
good
pretty
one.
cool.
That's a good one. And the Static Shock. Yeah. Okay.
I love the
I'm gonna have to change.
cartoon.
I'm gonna have to change my answer to yours, man. Like yeah,
Or
yeah. Static
oh,
Shock. Is good.
that would be a nice side project if they did like maybe a maybe not a movie, maybe a TV show of like Wildcat, like that what is it? I forget. He knows like so many different fighting styles.
Oh. Okay. So all right. So that's okay. I'm not changing my answer, but I'm just adding one because when you
Yeah.
said that, I immediately thought of Wildcat Trainer,
Oh, wait, Black Canary?
Black Canary. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. I would like
That
to
would
see
be
Black
awesome.
Canary, man. I would like to see Black Canary.
I'd
How is
really
it?
like to see how they do the CGI on that.
What's the name of the character that is? It came to me. Deadman is right? No.
Oh, Dead Man.
Yeah,
Oh, damn it. Yeah.
Austin Brand.
that would be a really good adaptation for it.
Yeah, man.
Maybe a horror movie per se.
Yeah.
Because I heard the new Clayface. That's supposed to be like a rated R horror movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The Clay. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, Clayface is coming out. Yeah, dude.
It's coming a movie from Clayface.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Supergirl and then Clayface in October next year.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man. Yeah.
Inside the Batman universe.
No,
Is the Clayface one? It's in this new Batman universe, though, right?
it's in the what do you call it? The new DCU.
Oh, it's not Robert Pattinson's Batman in.
No, I think I've heard so many rumors for that. I've heard it's either the two biggest ones I've heard it's either Mr. Freeze as the villain or it's like Killer Croc.
Oh,
Which I know Matt Reeves wants to keep it like grounded as possible. I feel like he could go either way with those two because I feel like you could make a grounded Mr. Freeze, a grounded Killer Croc, not Killer Rock.
Killer Rock. Yeah, no, Killer Croc is. I mean, Batman has many grounded characters besides Killer Croc. I mean,
Ooh, Hush would be a good one.
which one?
I forget. Hush, the
Shimley.
I forget the
Oh yeah, he's Bruce Wayne's friend, right? His childhood.
Yeah, he was like the friend of the I'm sorry, he was like the son of the famous surgeon or whatever.
Yeah,
Forget him.
That's a really good.
pretty good.
Comic. It's coming the second part now, right? I think Shimley is working for a year on that.
Oh, okay.
We release the second part with the same with Shows of Love as on the radio. So that's good, really cool.
So for you guys, what about the next Superman movie coming up? Who do you want to see the next villain?
Villain?
I would really like to see Mongol.
Mongol?
Yeah, because I feel like it would be nice to see Brainiac, but I feel like you should probably save that for like maybe a Justice League villain. Because I feel like I was about to say he's a bit of a powerhouse himself, or maybe actually probably save it for the third Superman movie or fourth or whatever.
Okay.
And then maybe save like Darkseid or somebody along that kind of level for like a Justice League movie. Something that would really test everybody in that universe.
Yeah.
So you're thinking Brainiac would be like maybe like more than one movie, so maybe like two movies?
Yeah, I could totally see them pulling off some like but the three dots that he always has on him. I could totally see them pulling off something where like he had some giant ship and like they blew it up at the end, and then like there's like a certain scene where you see like just this little fragment blinking with the three dots through space.
Okay.
So then he's like comes back because I know James Gunn also said he wasn't gonna do like post-credit scenes the way that Marvel does them.
Right.
But I'd hope he does something because I mean, if I kind of counted, I like the way he did where Supergirl, like it was at the end of the runtime of the movie, not like during the credits. Like you got everything you needed. You can walk out of the theater at that point.
Mm.
Not to say I don't like the Marvel way that they do the, the credits and everything, but it is a nice, like, it's a refreshing take on it.
What
Yeah,
about for you, Willie, man? What about the next villain, man? Would you like to see?
Brainiac for sure, the first one. I would love to see that. Always, what I love to see is if we put all the characters together to a Justice League, bring the Joker, a new Joker, and um, just to see what happened when you put the Joker inside the Justice League and
Yeah,
bring
oh,
it.
yeah,
I would love to see. I don't know what actor can do that, but I
yeah,
would love to see Joker inside the Justice League because we don't already see it in the Snyder universe. The idea was there, but we don't see that. So I love when in comic books when Joker mess up with the Justice League is super fun.
It's always chaotic.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
making some.
You know what?
Everything.
That's a good one there, man. I'll try to do you one better since you guys did mention because again I want to do a whole another video on like our cast for the next Batman, but I kind of like went over time a little bit here, but that's fine. We're gonna end it a little bit. But if you guys do watch the Reacher show, if they do, hopefully if they do get Alan Ritchson to play Batman. I would love to see that other guy play Bane.
Oh, hell yeah. What is
The
it,
big
Paulie?
guy. What was his name?
I think it was Paulie.
Paulie.
It
Yes, the
was
guy that
Paulie.
played Paulie.
Yeah,
Have you seen that,
rocked.
Willie?
No.
Yeah, there's it's a show on I think it's Amazon Prime, right, Dean?
Yeah, it's Amazon.
And so there's a show called Reacher, and in the last season that they had, Reacher's already like what is he like 6'3", 6'4", something like that. Like he's pretty big. And they have a guy that's bigger than him that's like 7 foot something, and they have this big fight scene in the end. But this dude is huge, man. Like I would love to see that. You could find. I'll probably send it to you later. You can find like the video on YouTube. But yeah, man, I would like to see that guy play Bane. I think he would be a good Bane.
It was funny too, Willie, because because like the previous 2 seasons of Reacher, you just seen him like manhandling people, like not worrying about like anybody else's physical strength. And then like he tries to punch Polly in this one scene, and then Polly just hits him with a right hook, and Reacher's on his like hands and knees, like, damn.
Yeah. Well, he slapped him.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he didn't even punch him. He just slapped him.
Yeah.
Gave him a nosebleed and everything.
Yeah. He slapped him, man.
Yeah, send me a link later.
Yeah, I'll send you it, bro. I'll send it to you. Yeah, it was pretty interesting, man. I would like to see that guy play Bane if they end up doing it for the DCU, man. But,
I do hope when that Batman comes out, I do hope the new DCU Batman's a little bit more fantastical in that level where he's like, on par with like the Snyderverse, like with the warehouse scene.
Yeah.
Like where he's just zipping around, like just throwing people, like just acting like a creature of the night. Like I want that fantastical Batman. And I mean, as much as I would have liked to see Robert Pattinson's Batman interact with David Cornsweet's Superman, just because they're such opposite ends of the spectrum and how they like approach things. He's just not going to be able to keep up with what you've seen in like the Batman. Like he's just not going to be able to keep up with all these metahumans.
Yeah,
I think it's better to keep it an Elseworlds project. Just keep it its own thing.
Yeah, I agree with you on that, man. You need I think Willie and I feel the same way. Is that I'm a big Batman fan myself, more so than Superman, to be honest.
I can speak for hours about Batman.
Yeah.
Kevin Conroy, the GOAT.
Just on Batman, man. I have to do one just on Batman. But I think what I did like about the Snyderverse was like their version of Batman and Batman versus Superman. He was like as far as like on screen Batman like fighting, that's my favorite.
Yeah.
Like
it's be the same. on my list is on my top list is Christopher Nolan, but the entire universe, right, from Nolan, and of course the Joker from Heath Ledger is the best one. But visually, I mean, artistically way, and to see it, the Ben Affleck interpretation, the Batmobile, the suit of Batman on the Snyder is the best for me.
Yeah.
I think
Oh
it's,
yeah.
I really love it. They criticize so much on Ben Affleck, but I love to see that kind of old version of Batman.
Hmm.
And physically, right, it's huge, but it's like 40 years old, huge, not like a young,
Yeah.
right? You can see in this body. It's not like with the movement. It's like I love to see that, and it fits perfectly with the movie. But I also love this new world of Batman, the Batman. I'm not a huge fan of Robert Pattinson. I saw him watching other movies and I like it. He's a really good actor, but I think he's a younger version of Batman, and that's probably why I don't like so much
Mhm.
because I like the old version of Batman,
Yeah.
Yeah.
wise version, right?
Yeah.
But the talking just about the movie, the last movie of the Batman, artistically is the best interpretation of Gotham. Is the filter that they make you feel like it's the best. The first time that I feel like Gotham is really dangerous place, and the rest of the movie is like, yeah, you know, it's Gotham City, but in this case, it's like, man, I don't want to live there, and the Batman,
Oh yeah. Hell no.
man, this
Oh,
is
please. Send
Three
me to
bedroom, four
Metropolis.
bath is probably like 200 a month.
Yeah.
it's, it's horrible, but
Yeah.
I can imagine a lot of villains from the Batman universe to adapt to that Chris Matt Reeves universe. The Scarecrow, the I don't know, the Calendar Killer. There's a lot of characters.
Oh,
Yeah.
I forget his name.
Calendar
Was
Man.
it Professor Pig? The
Professor
Big. Yeah.
yeah, that'd
Yeah.
be a good horror one.
Oh,
Even more
yeah,
twisted
man.
version. Yeah, yeah.
No, it's good.
I can't wait to see the new Joker because I like how this guy acting, but I don't know. I just need to wait because from what we saw on the short version of that scene in Arkham, uh, it's like a super horrible Joker with the
Mhm.
makeup,
Yeah.
like scares and all this, and I love to see that. I'm just curious about. I hope this. I don't think it's gonna beat Heath Ledger, but I hope.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
don't think you can beat that, bro. I think, like you
Yeah.
said, I think I don't think you'll be able to beat Heath Ledger's performance, but what you can do is like whatever they do with the next Joker, it's like,
maybe he wanna sing with Lady Gaga. I don't know.
man, we don't talk about that movie, man. That movie does not
Uh,
exist. Just the first one. The second one does not
Oh my!
exist.
Yeah, I was insane. I just love Joaquin Phoenix. He's one of my favorite actors, and the first movie of Joker it was brutal, and I love it. I don't take it like a like comic book movie. I just
Mhm.
take it like another an outside version of the Joker, and I just love it. But when I remember when I went to the cinema theater, it was like, oh my god, what a watch!
They
I
should have
hope
left it alone, man. They should have,
yeah,
you
La La
know.
Land. What is this, man?
that was a pain to watch.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it
Sometimes it's
was.
okay just to do one movie and just leave it alone, man. You know, and
Yeah,
you know,
there's no reason to do that.
yeah,
But I
yeah.
love to see something new and in the Batman universe. I think there's probably going to be three movies. It's like we every
Mhm.
director does. It's like trilogy.
Oh, you are
So
getting something new because you are getting Damian Wayne is in it.
Oh, that's
really,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll be something nice, man, to see. So I
Damian
don't was that Willie?
is going to be Damian Wayne on the next
Yeah.
movies.
When they I think it's Brave and the Bold, right, for the new the Batman movie that's coming out.
Yeah, I think
And
they were
so
even. I'm not.
They
I I think they even talked about most of the Bat family is kind of established, but
Yeah,
I'm not entirely sure if they're going to be in it.
they mentioned a lot of time there's gonna be the card of Owl from the
Mm.
Snyder, and
Ooh.
Capullo is gonna be one of the villains. Actually, I asked this to Scott Snyder when I was in San Diego. I was talking with him a lot of a couple of minutes, and I had to ask. There's gonna be a card of owls in the next movie of. He say, I don't know. I hope so. He say, I'm excited to see that. Uh,
Yeah.
but I would love to see that because it gonna fits perfect with Matt Reeves' universe, man.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the things. And again, we'll have to do another video talking, comparing the two Batmans, because I really want to, have a video where we compare the Robert Pattinson Batman to the Snyderverse Batman. Because again, like Willie, I'm pretty sure with Dean, as well. I'm a big fan of Batman, dude. It's like, my favorite comic book character. I think he's
Yeah.
at the top, and then, I think like for me, like, man, there's so many, man. I mean, there's some characters that I really love outside of the DC universe and Marvel that they have made movies of, man. And I think Willie knows, besides Batman being my top guy, dude, I'm a big fan of the Darkness and Witchblade.
Oh yeah.
I would,
Witchblade.
yes,
Oh yeah.
and
Well,
the Darkness.
I have I had in a frame right here. You can see it. I have the new 52 version, the first issue from Batman. Signed it for from Snyder signed it and
Nice.
Gaplian. And then I have the Witchblade version signed by the creator Silvestri. uh,
Nice.
I was talking, yeah. I think we never talk about this, but I have a dinner with Mark Silvestri with Top Cow when I was there in San Diego, and I asked everything about Witchblade new series, and he was super passionate about
Yeah.
the character, and we have a lovely dinner, and we talk about the darkness, the future of the darkness, and he's so passionate about that character, and I remember that you told me before, and I was eating with him and say I had a friend that he's super fan of Batman, but he's super fan of Witchblade, and I remember you and say he's a
Yeah.
comic book writer. Um, then and it's I love this kind of character like Spawn and Darkness. Is that kind of movie that I want to see before DC Universe, man. I want to see a Witchblade movie, a Darkness movie, a Spawn final movie.
Mm.
Sometimes it's hard to think outside the Marvel and DC universe, man. And there's so many cool characters to bring to the screen.
Yeah.
It's even cooler than many from Marvel.
Yeah.
I really, really love to see that. So one
Yeah.
of those characters.
Dude, I'm a big fan, man. I always like even like the Darkness games, man. I think I
All
played
dark.
the second one, the second part too. I played that one a lot, man, just because like the lore in it and just like the powers and everything. And it's like, man, I just keep imagining like it could, again, like we can get into this, man. It have to be another video for that as well. But man, just like a Italian gangster movie, you know what I mean, with like with a comic book flair to it, man. Like that's man, the
Ooh.
supernatural, like that would be really, if it's done right, it can be really good, man.
Yeah, the Darkness
Yeah.
was the first comic that I ever had. I remember I was 9 years old, and in the first comic I had two copies, one from Superman Death, and the other was the Darkness. And man, I blew my mind. 9 years old, it's all these drawings. I think that's when I realized unconscious that I'm gonna be a comic book artist.
Oh yeah.
And I just love that universe, man. And he said that he wanted to bring to screen, but it's super hard to deal with Hollywood and all that. But actually, I asked to make a cover for the Darkness when it's released, and says, "Yeah, sure." So, but I don't know, hope so. I do it for free, man. I just want to be part of that new. You say, man, I will do it for free. Just let me be part of that universe for a little while, and says, "Yeah, sure." And then, probably.
Yeah, we're gonna have to dive into that, man. Because again, or for everyone that's gonna be watching this after the live stream ends, Willie went to a Comic Con. It was last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So we gotta let him tell his story about who he talked to and who he met, and
You want
it had to be
yeah,
a really
I
nice
was
experience.
I was Charlie in the Willy Wonka fabric, right? I was.
I can only imagine, man. I can only imagine, dude.
I went there as a professional, but I tried to not be that freaky boy that is fun for everyone and say hi to everyone and take a picture with everyone. But I couldn't resist, man. It was insane. We're gonna talk this in another time. There's a lot of good things that happened that year. I hope to be next year. There's a lot of projects going on with another publishes. The Top Cow is going to publish another comic book from that I already finished a couple of years ago, but they're going to publish now. So
Nice.
next year, a horror comic book, and I'm working with Matt Gay right now, so they're going to release something. I can say what, but when I have the green light to talk about that, I would love to bring it here and talk about. It's a it's a
Yeah.
movie adaptation, so I'm super excited. I'm working on that now, so that will be really cool. And I hope to be next year in San Diego and talk about this. So
Yeah.
a lot of things to talk about.
Yeah, man. I think that's one thing is for me it's like at the end of the day, man, and I appreciate everyone that watched this live stream. We're gonna record first and then edit everything and then put the video out. But I said, you know what, man, let's just go ahead and dive into it. We got everything set up and we just said we're just gonna do it, man, because at the end of the day, this is something that and there's some other people that will be involved in future shows that you guys see. They're not here right now. But I just want to let you guys know that hey, man, we like comics, we like movies, and it's just there's so many different comic books to talk about, man.
Yeah.
It's just like we got to set up a schedule to actually talk about each and every one. But I just like to see, for me, I like to see everything get made because the more content we get that's actually good, then the more movies we're going to get in the future. So that's including DC, Marvel, and Top Cow, Image. I want to see everything on the screen, man, because that's more for me to enjoy. So I want everything to succeed because I know if it does, we'll get more of that. But yeah, man, outside of Marvel and DC, yeah, for me, yeah, definitely would love to see a Spawn movie, man. I mean,
Oh yeah.
I would go crazy if I found out they were making a Spawn movie, dude. But yeah, I think it's almost kind of tied. Like Witchblade is like right here, and the darkness is maybe a little bit more. Here is this is I guess because I like the look of the character, and I like the fact that he has all these underling demons always behind him, and they're always talking shit, and like
Yeah, I think
we
we have the same taste, right? It's kind of we have the same taste with comic books. Even when we work together in your projects, it's like we have a kind of same vision of heroes or horror stories. It's like
yeah.
we have the same foundation, right?
Yeah.
The same character in the history. Yeah.
And I know on future shows, we're going to be diving into a little bit more of that stuff that we're talking about. We're not going to do it here, but we're working on some things now, and another horror book. And like you said, I do like horror comics, man, and just in general. I mean, I think like right now, I'm reading Something Is Killing the Children. I think I'm on book 3 right now. So, and I'm enjoying it, man. It's amazing. I like the artwork and just this.
I have a really good story for next show with Something Is Killing the Children with James Gunn. Super fun for a super nice guy and another fanboy story.
Yeah, man, it's pretty cool. I like it, man. I think the first time I saw it in the comic shop, and I was like, "What is this?" And they're like, "I was going in there to get 100 bullets because I haven't bought it yet, and I was going to get the."
That's because the artwork is so awesome from 100 bullets.
Yeah.
Because Eduardo Rizzo is from Argentina. That's why.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw it. I was reading through it in the comic store, man. I'm like, oh man. And I saw Something Is Killing the Children. And,
Yeah.
and I said, hey man, what is this about? And the guy's telling me, I was like, sold, man. Let me read the first one. And yeah, after that, man, it was just like, like the stuff we have done is like, and I've liked everything that we've done and stuff we're moving forward with. But man,
Well,
I'm partial to horror comics, man.
it's gonna. There you go. You have another TV adaptation with Something is Good with Children. Because Netflix bought the rights, so
Oh,
Oh.
yeah,
yes.
that's what James Gunn told me. So I asked if it was a TV show. Yeah, he's working on the script and they already signed it. But you know how it's Hollywood is. They say, yeah, it's all signed and then they go back forward. But it's the most successful comic book boom studio, so they probably gonna have a TV show adaptation, and I can't wait to see it, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be awesome, man. I can't wait. Damn, man. Well, I hate to end the live stream, but we're gonna have to end it. But thank you all for watching, and again, I have to put this out on YouTube and Facebook. Is what we're on right now, but we're gonna be doing a show. We're gonna aim for every Thursday night around 7, and then like that's our regular schedule, and then Willie and I might do some some other videos where we talk specifically about certain comic books and certain indie creators and what they have coming out and everything like that. But as far as like everything else right now, you guys can catch us every Thursday here at 7 o'clock. Appreciate all you guys watching. We hope that after the live stream ends, you guys watch this in its entirety, have fun, enjoy it. If you guys, if some of you want to come in on a live stream or a recording and be involved in the show, just contact me here on the YouTube channel or on Facebook, and let me know you guys want to get involved in it. We'd love to have you on. Again, just for people that love comics and movies and everything like that, and everything in between, just to kind of like come on here, talk about the things that we love, and then move forward into again, like maybe who knows, maybe collaborating and maybe doing something all together, man. So we appreciate it again. Thank you, Dean, so much for showing up, man. Appreciate it. Thank you, Willie. Appreciate you having, man.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you. Thanks, man. Thanks for bringing me here. I really enjoyed this 2 hours talking about Superman and his dog. I love it.
Yeah.
Hey, we could have watched Superman.
Yeah, and the dog, right? Yeah. Appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for watching the live stream, and we'll see you guys next week, same time. And have a good day. Bye.